Hey everyone, it's Caroline, and today we are talking about how to shift the very common and very destructive limiting belief or set of beliefs that you have around asking for help. If you're like me a few years ago, maybe you hated asking for help. I actually had the belief that it made me look weak, which is crazy for me to say now because I totally look at it differently. Or maybe you feel self-judgment for not having the answer. Maybe you feel stupid, like there's all sorts of judgment around, oh, I should have the answer. I shouldn't have to ask for help. If I were really fill in the blank, then I wouldn't have to reach out to someone. Wherever that belief comes from, I guarantee you it's probably not true. So let's work on understanding for you where that belief is coming from and how we can start to shift it. So let's start with the first intellectual piece, which is think about a time when someone asked you for help. Are you sitting there in judgment of them? Do you sit there and think, oh, this person's stupid? Or whatever same story that you're telling yourself about asking for help, are you projecting that onto the other person? Probably not. When I ask people, they're feeling some mix of being extremely flattered that someone would ask for their help in the first place, and also probably feeling a lot of compassion and drive. I know when people ask me for help, I'm just kind of like, ooh, like I'm focused on how do I actually help this person get where they want to go. And if there's any judgment, it's like, ooh, I hope I can do that. So that's number one. And like I said, it's an intellectual response. So let's try to get to the energy that's at play around asking for help. And what I often observe is people kind of come at asking for help in the same way we approach a lot of things. It's very kind of black and white, I win, you lose, or you win, I lose sort of energy, right? You are the helper and I am the helpee. You are the person who is smart and has wisdom and I am this lowly supplicant who doesn't know how to get her way out of this mess or whatever. And hopefully, I'm using this, kind of joking around here and using this language, but that is the energy often behind it. We kind of see it as this power disconnect or power imbalance, right? And so it doesn't feel good. I invite you, if you tend to have control issues or like to be right, this might be something to get curious about also that's at play here. And so I invite you to start shifting around this energy that we feel when we ask for help. And I'm gonna posit something, I'm gonna push the limits of maybe where you're ready to go, but I'm gonna do it anyway. What if asking for help, rather than something selfish that takes away from someone else's time or, they're gonna have some judgment around why are we asking this thing we should know, what if asking for help is actually an act of extreme generosity? And so let me give you a quick story recently that happened to me actually. So I'd set my goals for the year, these big, bold goals that I was really excited about. And then I was like, holy heck, how am I actually gonna do these? I reached out to a friend who happens to be a coach and was hitting him up at fairly regular intervals, kind of asking for help and support. And he was a tremendous help to me, of course. And in one of these conversations, I said to him, gosh, I know we're spending so much time on me. We haven't really even spent time on how I can support you or what's going on with you. And he said, this helps me more than you can possibly know. And it was interesting because, first of all, I think it speaks to the where I am with allowing myself to be helped, that I accepted that at face value. I was just kind of like, oh, that's a cool way of looking at it, right? I didn't go into like, oh, how is this helping you? Whether it was flattery, whether he was actually learning stuff from the topics we were talking about. He's a business owner and coach too. So maybe some of the themes we were covering helped get his juices flowing as well about how he wanted to tackle them in his own business. Doesn't matter, right? The energy is still there. And again, I want you to think back to an experience where you're technically helping someone else has helped you in some way, right? Maybe it created an insight, maybe it was an idea, maybe it was something that you could share and help someone else, right? I really want you to think about this as an act of generosity. And even beyond, push this idea of black and white, the other person and you. Think about this act of generosity in terms of how can allowing yourself be helped? How can this increase the power and impact you're able to have even beyond the simple conversation where you are helped, right? So great that my friend was helped from this. Great that he helped me immensely. And in getting to the help I needed as quickly and efficiently as possible, I was able to go take action that helps my clients, right? And then those clients help other people, right? Hopefully you're beginning to feel how allowing yourself to be helped is an act of generosity. And the flip side of this, to go at it alone. Staying in your bubble and grinding away and spending hours longer than you actually need to when you could go to someone else or another forum for the support you need, rather than connecting to the power and collective thinking that the universe provides for us. All right? I know that you know that watching one video, even if this has started to shift your limiting belief a little bit and the energy you have around that, one video is not gonna click you into, feeling totally okay with asking for help. So what I encourage you to do now is just go out in the world and start employing this, start playing, start testing it. And I encourage you, you don't even have to say the words, I need your help, if that's too loaded a term for you right now. I bet if you spend 2 minutes thinking, you can find an opportunity where someone has offered help before, offered to take the weight off, the load off, offered to have a chat, where you can just take that person up on a previous offer. Or maybe they don't even have to know how much they're helping you, right? Maybe you just ask a friend to go on a walk with you because you wanna start a walking habit, and you don't have to say those words, and you can just allow yourself to step into that space. And one other thing I wanna share before I go to, again, play around with this. People love helping, as I said at the beginning. We often help, though, in the way that we would want to be helped, right? It's kind of like the love languages. When you think of it that way, like, I will never give you a gift. I'm a words of affirmation sort of girl. And so, I'm going to have to meet people in their love language. And it's really, really a great practice to plant seeds and communicate how you would like to be supported. I come from a family of fixers. And so when one of us kind of calls another person to say, here's a problem I'm struggling with, we tend to want to dive in and kind of fix it and offer solutions. And over the years, as we've become aware of this pattern, we'll often say, you know what, I just need you to listen right now. I know you're going to want to kind of help me and you don't want to see me sad. All I want in this conversation, can you just let me whine a little bit and complain and tell me that everything's gonna be okay? Or whatever your ask is, but I want you to feel empowered. And again, what a beautiful act of generosity to help the other person help you, right? Hey, you don't have to fix this. I'm not coming to you and putting this problem in your lap. I just want you to comfort me in this moment, or I just want you to let me rant and be angry and stay in this space for a moment so that I can let it go. So I hope this has been helpful. Let me know what questions you still have in the comments below, and I'll talk to you soon.